You don't want... Who would not want to be Batman?
There's our intro. Good morning! I think, maybe. When do you usually put these out?
In the morning, actually in the mornings.
Okay, so this is still applicable to the mornings, okay.
Yes. Hopefully.
Welcome to the last of our 3D Zelda talks, I guess.
Woo!
Until sometime next Friday, because this son of a bitch is gonna have enough to talk about, I'm sure.
Oh man, well I'm not gonna get into Monday.
After
that, it's gonna take me a couple of weeks to play it because school. I can't just play Zelda at all times.
Fucking casual.
I'm gonna be playing I'm gonna have my toilet sessions.
Jesus. I mean, everyone will, but you don't admit to it.
But anyways, Nintendo made an ad advertising that you can play on the toilet.
They also made a joke about destroying younglings in Mario Kart. So how much do you really trust Nintendo here?
They just have a great sense of advertising this time around.
Whoever... I mean, it's so much better than the Wii U. At least people are fucking talking about what the hell the damn thing is. Anyway, hey, this is not a Switch.
Oh, fuck.
That was bound to happen eventually.
Yes.
This is not a Switch talk. This is a Skyward Sword, the plunging of 3 places in the world. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no funny tagline for this game. Unless you got something better. Plunging of 3 places.
There's a 99% probability that we're gonna fuck someone over in this video.
Son of a bitch. Still not the worst companion. Anyway, where do we usually start with these things? I don't really remember anymore.
Well, let's start with the positive because I like the positive. And then we can end raging at each other if we disagree on something, which is not likely.
No.
I mean, let's start with something really clear. This was my second Zelda game.
Mm-hmm.
So it holds a very special place in my heart because of that.
Right.
And 2, this is a game from which we became friends.
Wasn't the Ocarina of Time 3DS release what we became friends over?
No, it was this one.
Because I remember talking to you about it though.
Yeah, we talked about it because we had a 3DS, but we were both playing this game.
Alright, fair enough.
Hey,
Hey, Nintendo, starting friendships.
Yeah.
And also destroying them if you ever decide to play Mario Party with someone. Don't ever play Mario
Or
Party
Kart,
with someone.
it depends.
Or, oh god.
Again, younglings.
Yeah, Skyward Sword though. Good things. I think puzzle design, honestly. I think Skyward Sword might have some of my favorite puzzle designs in the entire Legend of Zelda game, or in the franchise. Dungeons, not quite as much. I still think Twilight Princess dungeons are better, but the like individual puzzles that show up as obstacles that you have to solve are a lot more interesting.
I like Skyward Sword in the fact that not only the dungeons have puzzles, but the areas unto themselves have several puzzles to get around to other parts in those 3 areas.
Honestly, the 3 areas, they all feel like they're a mega dungeon, and then they're like smaller dungeons inside of them.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah. Especially the, I forgot the desert place. I forgot the name.
Linear?
Yeah, whatever. The time crystal mechanic. Cheesy as it is, because, you know, Legend of Zelda kind of fucks around with time. No one really knows what's going on ever. But all that time stuff where, you know, you hit crystals and then all of a sudden there's grass and shit instead of desert. And then there's that one portion where you have to get past a nice little ringed area in the middle.
Yeah.
But in between is quicksand, which if you run inside of, you fall and die. So instead, what you have to do is you have to hit the time crystal and it brings up, you know, before the sand, and there's actual pathways. So things like that are really interesting because it kind of gives you a spatial challenge.
Those time orbs was one of the most fun mechanics in the game, if not in the series. It was just insanely fun to play around with time.
Absolutely. I'm trying to think of something else.
The bosses were cool.
Bosses were really well designed. They were a little cartoony compared to something like Ocarina of Times.
Yeah, definitely.
But I mean, I'm okay with it because they still looked really cool. I hate to just keep harping on. The desert was one of my favorite places in this game.
get it.
The scorpion was really nice. A very traditional style Zelda boss. Below the sand, watch for movements, blah blah blah. Very typical of Zelda.
Yeah.
But then also, for once, a good use of motion controls. Because you couldn't. What was it? It was the claws or something, right?
Yeah.
The claws have eyes.
Yeah, the claws
So-
moved around, and
yeah,
you gotta
they
get your sword on the
Yeah,
right
they would
position.
rotate, and then you had to wait for them to open and hit in the right way to strike the giant glowing weak point on the inside.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a very basic boss, but it's also very Legend of Zelda. And then the Kraken also, still desert. The desert is just such a good place. It does so many different things.
You're
in
missing the
one
best
place.
boss though.
Yeah.
Kratos. The Buddha, the golden Buddha style, boss.
I know. Yeah, I know.
That you use the lasso and you just grab the sword and start hitting him.
Here's the thing. I think that boss took me half an hour to beat.
Really?
Yeah, I legit think that boss took me. That might be the longest boss fight I had. Because I didn't die. It wasn't because I died or anything. It's just a long ass boss fight for me. I don't know if I did something wrong when I did it the first time around, but the first time I was fighting him, it took me half an hour just because it's like the sword didn't do enough damage, or then he's got too much health. I don't know what was going on, but it's just like that thing took forever for me. It was a cool design. Don't get me wrong. I really liked it, but God, it took forever.
Oh man. Give him.
He's in a weird spot for me because I love his character design.
But you don't like his fighting style?
I don't like I like the fighting style in the beginning. The whole snap knives into existence that fly.
Do you mean like the
Ooh,
first,
excuse
like the first boss fight with him?
The first boss fight in the first dungeon in the forest, right?
Yeah, mhm.
That is a cool boss fight because he doesn't try,
No.
and he still almost beats you if you're not paying attention. So his character is awesome. His design is awesome. That first encounter is great because it shows that hey, you are a little bit in over your head. Get to training. But then at the end, like, I kind of saw it coming. The whole surprise on Demise's weapon, kind of like how Fi is yours deal. I saw that coming a little bit just because of all the swords and everything. But it also, like, that boss fight on the levels, and flying, floating hologram levels.
Yeah.
That was it. I wasn't feeling that. I kind of wanted to. If I could skip that and get straight to the Demise fight, I probably would.
I like the fight. I mean, I liked all my concept with Girahim. I don't know. Every fight with him was fun. Unlike Imprisoned, where every fight just got progressively worse.
I like that you do get to see him eventually. Like, oh shit, now he's got legs. Fuck, now there's arms. What the hell is neck? Oh no, okay, he's back to being a little tiny dwarf.
Yeah.
Although I will say, the final fight with Demise inside the did they give a name for that place?
And clouds,
The mirror reality,
heaven.
basically. I like that because it felt very much like the Dark Link fight from Ocarina of Time. Now I know it's not 1-to-1, obviously, because he's not actually mirroring you.
Yeah, yeah.
But the feel I got from it,
understand. Yeah.
giant white emptiness, you
You and
colorful,
your,
and then completely black figure.
Dark Master
Most.
Sword versus
Yeah.
Good Master Sword. Yes.
It felt. I really liked the fight, like just the way that looked and the arena that they set. Usually, Legend of Zelda is not very good about setting up the arena to be pretty.
Yeah.
It's usually, excuse me, it's usually pretty basic. If anything, like some simple patterns on the walls, right angles, triangles, something like that. But unless it's something really huge and big, like take the Ganondorf fight in Ocarina of Time, right?
Yeah.
At the top of the castle. It's just a big empty room with ladders.
Yes.
Once you get him down, it's beast cannon. You're just standing around in rubble from a fire. That's not a very impressive thing. You would not look at that and go, I want that in
The Wind Waker Ganon fight. Now that was a
Wind Waker
pretty
Ganon was
setting-wise.
fantastic. But it's like there are only 3 memorable arenas I can think of in the entire Zelda franchise, and 2 of them are in Yeah, 2 of them are in fucking Wind Waker. So like, the fact that they actually got a really cool final boss arena was really, I liked it.
You used lightning. It's a lightning fight. You gotta channel lightning.
That's also pretty.
To your sword. That's amazing.
Oh, and in case you didn't know it, you can cheese the fight if you have the butterfly net out.
Oh yeah.
He'll attack the net instead of you. So if you need a few seconds to kind of take a breather, just hold the net out and you're good.
I think you can do the same thing in Twilight Princess with Ganon.
I know it's in some other. It started in one of the 2D ones. I think it might have started in Link to the Past. And that was it was a glitch turned feature. So, go figure.
Wait, so in Breath of the Wild, would you be able to fight the boss with a butterfly net?
You can fight the boss with your bare fists, probably. So I mean, I would not put it past Nintendo to do that.
Yeah, I could see that. But you spoke about motion controls earlier, and I want to get to that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I love the motion controls in this game.
I'm honestly a little sad they didn't use more motion controls. There's a really simple one that I would have liked to have seen. And I bet you know what it is.
I mean, it is for aiming, sword, of course. Do you mean the arrow?
No.
What do you mean?
Doors. Every single door you open, he crouches down, grabs it from below, and just chucks it up in the air. That could have so easily been, instead of having a press A to open, that could have just been a, press A, it locks into like some kind of animation, and then you just flip it open yourself. Like halfway through, I noticed that it was the exact same animation every single time, and I just started doing it for fun. Cause I kind of wish they put that in the game, because that would be a nice little tiny slice of life.
I used those door transitions as a breather for my arms after swinging my sword like crazy for a while. I was like, okay, I gotta rest for like 5 seconds. Okay, now I can continue.
Fair enough. I don't know.
But I understand what you're saying with that. But I loved it. I mean, I know some people complained that the motion controls were not responsive, or that they were not well implemented.
Right.
I had 0 issues with my Wii remote while I was playing the game. For me, the motion controls worked well most of the time. There was the occasional time where, the sword kind of drifted and I had to calibrate.
I had a few times where I'd have the I don't know if it might have just been my sensitivity on my Wii being a little too low or high or something. But I had times where I'd be holding my arm out straight, sword just pointing forward, and it would just start spazzing left and right uncontrollably. I was not moving my hand at all, but the sword was just spazzing out, and recalibrating it fixed it. Might have just been interference, might have been my sensitivity being a little too high, but that was always entertaining to just watch, Link standing there, sword out, fighting a Goblin, and then it's a very funny sight.
I commit.
On the topic of motion controls and swordplay, I did not realize something until the very end of the game.
What was it?
So the Skyward Strike, right? You charge your sword up and then you can slash to send out a beam.
Yes.
I thought that was only down vertically.
Only just sideways.
You can do it sideways, diagonal.
Yeah.
But the only time the game teaches you about it is hold it up, swing down, lets out a beam. Right? Makes sense. Yeah. Very intuitive. But that's also intuitive because it's a straight downward motion. It doesn't occur to you, okay, I have a slight charge, I can move my hand, reposition, and then go from the side. So there's that one, I don't remember where it was. Maybe it was in the mountain? I don't remember anymore. But there's that one part where you have to you're in a room and you have to hit 3 switches, right?
Yeah.
And there's one switch that's just behind this bamboo off on a ledge. That's the part where I looked up, how do you cut this bamboo? Because the beetle wasn't doing it. Mm-hmm. I couldn't reach it. And then the downward stuff, or, the vertical things doesn't cut bamboo because it's just not coded that way. Had to look it up. At that point, I figured out, you can just turn it 90 degrees and just cut through it normally. At no point does the game teach you, hey, you can also move your hand and go from the sides.
I like that attack is a callback to the original game and Link to the Past, where when you have full hearts in those games, you could shoot laser beams out of your sword.
See, it's not even laser beams. You're just shooting out your sword. the sprite is literally just leaving your body.
Well, no. Well, in the original one, A Link to the Past is like, you know, a little circle.
Well, yeah, but
I just like that thing. It's like, oh, that's neat. Throw lasers.
Yeah, I mean,
Pew, pew, pew.
Skyward Sword is fantastic, and it does a lot of callbacks to a lot of things.
I mean, better. It was a 25th anniversary game.
Yeah, no kidding. But fuck, now I'm trying to remember. There's something I wanted to talk about. Every single race that you come across in later games is shown in the very beginning in this one, and I really like that because when I played Wind Waker and I saw the Kokiri again, and I saw that they were all just little packets of tree bark, I was like, what the fuck happened to you? You used to be people like me.
Well, the Zelda timeline, if you can explain all that.
Fuck off. Because this was before I realized about the Zelda timeline. So seeing them in Skyward Sword being part animal, part plant already, in my head I went, oh, some of them turned into, you know, more animals and then went on to become human-like. Some of them went more plant-like and turned into the little bark babies that they were.
Do you want to hear the actual explanation for it?
Sure.
The Kokiri are actually kind of malleable. Their true form is like the ones you see in the Wind Waker.
Mm-hmm.
However, they adopt other forms to better adapt to their environment at the time. Which is why you see them in A Breath of the Wild as well.
That's kind of stupid.
Do you think Nintendo cares about continuity?
No, not at all.
They make fantastic games, don't get me wrong, but they don't give a crap about continuity.
Yeah.
Which is why every single game they make, you can play without having to play all the other ones.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you gotta kind of appreciate it though.
That's
like,
true.
imagine if you wanted to play Wind Waker, right? But to do that, you'd have to play
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. You would never get to Wind Waker because you'd have to somehow hunt down the first two and a Nintendo 64 to play them on.
Or 3DS.
Or, well, today 3DS,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, back when GameCube was a thing. And then go on to your GameCube and play that. So.
Well, wasn't there a Zelda collection on the GameCube? With like all the N64 SNES games?
I think so. I don't remember. I never got
Because I
that.
think I heard that. I think there was a collection on GameCube where you could play all the original games.
Well, I'm gonna look this up real quick. In the meantime, you vamp.
Well,
what are we at?
we got time. We're good.
Okay.
What else? What is there to talk before we talk the companion? What? Okay, there you go. There was this other thing called the. What's the first thing you do when you look at the game? The actual visuals. What do you think of the art styling here? Which wasn't a realistic, gritty Twilight Princess, but it wasn't quite Wind Waker either.
I did like where they went, and I clearly everyone else did too, since this is what they're using in Breath of the Wild. I honestly like Twilight Princess was good and all, but it was like the Michael Bay kind of. Wait, not Michael Bay.
The DC universe.
It was basically okay. Help me out. I'm blanking. Guy that did the
Zack Snyder.
Nope, the good Batman trilogy.
Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan. That's one. Why did I think Michael Bay? I'm fucking retarded. Goddamn.
Well, it needs more Zack Snyder though. Twilight Princess.
Well, see what I was getting at, though, like, Twilight Princess felt like a dark and gritty and serious kind of Zelda. And that's not really where it's supposed to be, in my opinion. It's not supposed to be dark and gritty and serious. It's supposed to be a little, fun and a bit aloof with some serious undertones, sure. But most of the time, you're not really worried about that. You're more worried about riding around in an open field with a horse, right? Excuse me. That's weird. And I like Skyward Sword's art style because that's what it makes you feel more like this isn't quite as serious. It very much is because world's ending and all that. But it's not quite as serious for the fact that you can kind of fuck off and do what you want. You can play around. There's still time to have fun.
Yeah.
And it feels more like, OG Batman, kind of, in a way. You know, a bit more adventure.
I understand what you're saying. I like it kind of takes a step back on that aspect. That and also it ended up having a better story than Twilight Princess, in my opinion, at least.
I'll give you that.
I don't know, because Twilight Princess like really tried to be really dark.
And I feel like part of the reason it fell so much was because it tried too hard to be too dark.
Yeah, I mean, tried too hard to be dark, and I mean, and comparatively to the Wind Waker, it's a total 180 from that.
Yeah.
But like Wind Waker managed to be dark without having to be overly dark.
Well, being gritty dark.
Yeah. And Skyward Sword managed to do the same thing where like, yeah, it has its dark moments, but it's not overly gritty as Twilight Princess. It kind of has a nice balance to it.
Yeah.
In both its art style and its story. Which,
Yeah.
Story, amazing. Zelda, but this is my favorite Zelda. I mean, characters. It's a Princess Zelda, not well, that
Not
too,
even
but,
princess.
but princess. She's not even a princess in this game, right? Yeah, it's
She's what?
she's the daughter of the principal of the school you go to.
Not just any school, the Knight Training Academy school.
Oh, okay. Oh man, it's very official.
Yeah, no, I mean, also Princess Zelda, eventually, you know.
Well, yeah, you guys found the Kingdom of Hyrule at the end, but
So this is the first time they've like straight up told us, yeah, they banged.
I mean, you have to connect the dots, right? I mean, they saved the world. They've already had feelings for each other before. He literally dives into nothing to save her.
I mean, yeah. Now, and on top of that, everyone else fucks off to go back above the clouds. They just stay down there. They stick around. Fuck it, we're here now.
The only other man with the balls to go down there with Link is Groose.
And he does it more out of fuck this guy than, oh god, I want to go down there and save someone. It's not, hey, I gotta go save Zelda. It's fuck this guy for trying to be better than me.
Stop insulting Groose, man.
Alright, look. The dude's got a swanky hairstyle and a badass theme song. He's a bit of an idiot.
He's like a Gaston.
Except not nearly as handsome. But, I don't know. Alright, anything outlandishly bad you want to talk about? Because we're going over 20
It's
minutes.
really bad in this game.
Anything you didn't like or that rubbed you the wrong way in this game?
Sorry, Fi. Sorry.
Really? That's fine.
Okay, here's the thing. Actually, I like, because this was my second Zelda game, I wasn't in tune with the Zelda conventions at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, the segmental world and the linearity of Skyward Sword didn't bother me at all. For me, it was perfect because like it kind of helped me kind of get eased into the franchise.
You understood what you were doing
So
the whole time.
I always knew what I needed to do.
Right.
And I like that. And after that, I kind of started branching off to more open games like Twilight Princess.
Right.
So that doesn't bother me personally. Fight does bother me because here what happened, right? Cutscene, or like a small story point. You get told what you need to do. You get told where you need to go. Perfect. And then fight comes out of you, start telling you the exact same thing again.
Yeah.
Why?
I'll tell you why. It's because I've had these kind of conversations with people before. There are certain idiots in this world who will spam their way through a cutscene, just spamming A and star, A and star, A and star, just trying to skip all of it because they want to play. Then 5 minutes later, they go, "Wait, what am I doing? This is stupid. I don't know where to go. Nobody ever tells me where to go. Like, this game's dumb. I don't know what I'm doing." Those kinds of idiots need a reminder after the cutscene that, hey, listen, here's the important information, you dumbass.
Oh, and the whole where she plays C-3PO and she tells his probability of something bad happening and
Oh, God.
It's probability of everything. There's a probability that third probability that Zelda's here. There's a third probability that this is happening. Shut up.
There's a 100% probability that I'll kill you if you don't shut the fuck up. How quickly do you think the Master Sword would rust if it just chucked it into a lake?
I really hope in Breath of the Wild we have the explanation on why the Master Sword is rusted is because Link successfully managed to kill Fi.
Oh god. That got dark.
It took 10,000 years, but we did it. She's gone. Hallelujah. The hero's free.
I would buy that. I'd be okay with that.
The hero's free.
But, oops, I almost dropped my M&M's. I'm a fat ass. The one thing that stands out to me in this game that I didn't like at all was how they implemented the music. Every Zelda game has music in it, right?
Yes.
And it's usually about you playing an instrument or something to do with music in general.
You didn't like the harp?
The fucking bullshit harp. Like, all the other motion controls in the game were fine for me. Except playing the fucking harp in rhythm.
I agree with that. That one was hard. I played Skyward. As my brother was playing Skyward Sword for the first time a couple of months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that bothered him the most was the harp.
Yeah, it's so just incredibly dumb. And the worst part is, it's not like you have to do it once or twice. You just have to do it like 5 or 7 times.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And if you go out and you find the, there's one, like little side quest in the pumpkin patch.
Oh my gosh, I remember that side quest.
That one's harder than the last one you gotta do in the story.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck?
Yes, that one is like it took my brother like days to get that right. It took me like just an entire day of playing just to get it,
See, what I eventually do is I just start waving my hand back and forth. I just the same rhythm over and over, and I think eventually it was like, yeah, close enough. I just give it to me. It still took me like half an hour to get the whole damn thing done. And fuck the harp thing. Like, I would have been okay with almost anything else for the instrument, except the harp. The harp was just so incredibly bad. No, I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
And that's my one gripe with the game. The bullshit.
I thought you were going to complain about the music in the game. I was like, the music wasn't that.
The music's great. Playing along to the music with a harp, not so much. And I like usually like the DS versions, right? They have their own instrument stuff. One of them has a pan flute, where you blow into the microphone and you move your touchscreen around to actually like play notes. Also fine with that. That no problem with that whatsoever, because it's a lot more responsive because it's on a touchscreen. Motion controlling a harp, which sometimes you gotta pretend that it's like actually in your arm, sometimes it's out in front of you, maybe it's between your legs, I don't fucking know. It's not quite as enjoyable.
Sorry, I forgot about the harp.
That's my one gripe with the game. Everything else, music, visuals, gameplay, story, everything else, I absolutely love about Skyward Sword.
Could we agree this was the best story
in
the franchise, at least to that point?
Absolutely. I don't even know if Wind Waker not Wind Waker, fucking Breath of the Wild is gonna do a better one. For the simple fact that it is open world. I know what people have said. I know it's a long ass story, but that's also a story in air quotes, because it could also just be 40 hours of riding around getting from one place to another. Skyrim also has a 40-hour story, and that's not very good.
I mean, you don't get raving Ocarina of Time style reviews for having a shit story.
You never know. I mean, I'm not gonna do the story for the first like 7 hours. Anyway.
Unless you're Mario.
Unless you're, yeah. But I mean, I'm not gonna be doing the story for like the first several hours. I'm gonna fuck around, see what I can do on my own.
Oh yeah, me too.
Just have fun with the mechanics. Because like this, open world games are not. There are two times we talked about this before. I think there are two kinds of games for me. Mm-hmm. There's story, the thing that gets me by the lore, visuals. There's like I don't have any other good examples right now, but like let's say like Metro 2033, right? Very heavy, story heavy. You've never played Metro, have you?
No.
I know.
Also, story based. Say The Last of Us.
Last of Us is a
There you
perfect
go.
example, right? So you're there for the story, and that's like what your incentive for continuing play is to get more story, and that's usually like Last of Us is a perfect example. Metro is a good example of that. It's also, a kind of a Dark Souls deal where it's like just being able to beat it is a accomplishment. And then there are mechanics games, something like Tetris, most platformers, Dark Souls, right? Those games you're not there for as much for story as you are just for the sheer like challenge of
The gameplay.
And open world games for me fall in a weird place in between because I don't care about the story as much. The mechanics usually aren't super well thought out. Take Skyrim, for example, a very basic combat system. And so I kind of end up doing neither and just fucking around in the middle. I play just enough whenever I need some story, and then I'll make a catapult out of a board and a chest and just launch myself into space if I, get bored. So I feel like Breath of the Wild especially is going to fall into that weird middle ground for me where I'm not going to be too interested in the story because the mechanics are going to be distracting. But then I know that the mechanics aren't going to be that deep. Not like, Tetris or Dark Souls.
They delayed the game 2 years for a freaking physics engine.
Yeah, and? That's the part where you get to launch yourself off of a chest. But you're not going to be like...
You can catapult yourself to the castle.
Yeah, but alright. You're still going to figure out those mechanics super quick. Like, you're not going to be tearing open the mountain and just shooting rocks at people. You're not going to divert a river to drown out some goblins. You can't bring down the moon and destroy the entire castle because you felt like it. You can't do any of that. So it's not... The mechanics, yeah, they're going to be fun for the first several hours. But they will get old and you will start seeing... I'm going to talk Matrix here. You're going to start seeing the code very quickly.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, like, Breath of the Wild's going to exist in a weird middle ground for me. Where it can have a 40-hour story. But I know that 40 hours also includes a lot of running around. And a lot of fucking around. And not a lot of sit down in an inn and pay attention to 4 people talking, because they might give you a hint about where your next quest is, a la Morrowind. Or Oblivion. Not Skyrim, because Skyrim just puts a marker on your map. But, yeah. That's all I mean.
We went on the Breath of the Wild
We did a little bit.
talk from
We don't even
Skyward
have it yet.
Sword. Yeah.
But, I mean, Skyward Sword is like, that's absolutely the best story. In my opinion.
I mean, but I guess, but he managed to have some, I don't know, some people disagree. He managed to have some really good gameplay with a relatively strong story.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm excited for Breath of the Wild, because it looks like both the gameplay is revamped and the story is revamped.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's why I'm excited, because again, those two things are very important in a video game. If those two aspects can grow and be on the same level, and not like on the same level down here, but like up there, then then you got a really special thing on your hands.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see what you mean. But anyway, we've gone over by quite a bit.
Yeah, this is our longest video by far.
Oh joy. You wanna kill it now?
Yeah.
In that case, here's looking forward to Breath of the Wild, and we're just as excited as everyone else out there. We're, there's no secret that
we're just not
we
famous
want it.
enough to get review copies, because
we have like what 20 subscribers.
we don't have enough subscribers for that.
We don't have nearly enough. I know. There's a channel who has over 1 million who didn't get a review copy until like yesterday. So.
And I saw a new channel that started a couple of months ago that already has one.
Mother. Before I blow a vein out in my brain and give myself an aneurysm. Thanks for watching. Check out some of the other stuff. Blah 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 blah. Usual on-card stuff. Like, subscribe.
Don't die.
Excuse me. Don't die. That's good. Like, subscribe if you want to see more of our crap coming out later. Check out some of our other stuff that we've done. And we'll see you eventually for the next one.
Yeah?
Yep. See ya.
See ya.